What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the video. Thanks for clicking on this one like you always do. Appreciate ya. Today we're going to be analyzing Brown Kid 02, who is playing some 2v2 in a champ 1 lobby. They say their weaknesses are kickoffs and not knowing when to challenge and positioning. I've been told I'm too passive on the field. We'll be the judge of that. You could consider me a passive player. I'm somebody who likes to play passive, but I'm able to step on the gas when I need to. That's part of being a passive player. You have to recognize when it will work and when it won't. So your boy is the perfect person to come to for this. I'm kind of the master of playing passive. I'm that guy. Strengths are decent car control and that you're a good teammate. Okay. With that said, let's get into it. Oh, before we get started, we are doing these analysis live. If you can't tell by the chat up there, link down in the description for my Twitch if you want to be here next time we do these live. And if you want to submit a replay analysis yourself, again, read the description down below. Got all the details you need in order to do so. Now let's get into it. Okay, so right away when cheating up, I'm going to be a little nitpicky and just say, we want to cheat up straight up the middle. A lot of people have a tendency to drift off to one side or the other on their cheat, and there's no advantage to doing so. By cheating directly up the middle, we're giving ourselves an equal opportunity to react to whether the 50-50 on the kickoff goes left or right. If we cheat off to the left side, if the ball goes to the right side, we're now beat to the ball if the other player cheated as well. So really, unless you're partied up and you're communicating that you're going to force it a certain way, just cheat straight up the middle. Give yourself the best opportunity to react to either direction that the ball cheats. It's a good touch there. Touched it in the open space on the right. Good job. So for champ 1 playing 2v2, so champ 1 I'm not expecting to have great aerial mechanics. So in a play like this, I don't expect you to be going for like a flip reset, maybe an air dribble if you are comfortable with that. You can also obviously push yourself to be able to do flip resets and things like that. No problem with that. An air dribble is probably a good play there, honestly. If we are not comfortable yet with doing flip resets, that was a pretty solid setup for an air dribble. The only problem with what we did is it's inevitably just a pass to the opponents, right? That touch we made is never going to be threatening. They have somebody back on defense, and it's a very lofty ball, and it's not a ball that our teammate can really go for either. So that's pretty much a wasted possession. Ideally, if we air dribble that, one, we're making an actually offensively threatening play. And two, we're staying close to the ball, and the opponent has to 50-50 us at worst. And so we're just creating more offensive chances and more offensive pressure by sticking onto that with an air dribble. And there's not a whole other selection of plays that you can make here. So I think you could probably air dribble at champ 1. That's probably your best play that you can make here. Work on being able to flip reset, because that's also a good setup for a flip reset, and a flip reset is a bit more threatening than an air dribble usually. So definitely start working on that in training. Just try to incorporate it into games. We'll get there eventually. Keep going. Okay. Wouldn't be mad to just see you take a shot on this. Let's see what you do. Good try. That's fine, because that net was open on the left side. If you could, perfectly shoot that, you tried, no fault to you. Okay, so really good rotation out here. A lot of people in 2v2 have a really bad habit of rotating into the play too much or at the wrong times. Something I've said recently, and this is why I like doing a lot of replay analysis, is not only do I learn, or not only do I teach you guys, but I also teach myself. and I also teach myself how to coach better and teach better. One thing I realized while reviewing one of the analysis I did before, or I think it was actually while doing the analysis, I realized this is if you're going to go for demos in 2v2 and rotate into the play doing so, it's only worth doing so if you're attempting to demo the last man. This is their first man. The last man is behind you, right? So if this was the last man, going for a demo is worth it. But if you're rotating into the play to get a demo on the first man, in my humble and experienced opinion, it's not worth it most of the time. Because the whole point of getting the demo in your mind when you're going for it on somebody who isn't the last man, and what a lot of 2v2 players do is they're thinking, okay, I'm going to demo this guy so that he can't challenge my teammate. My teammate has more space, gets a free possession. The problem with that is obviously that you crowd the same area as your teammate. And if one of you gets beat or your teammate gets beat in this position while you're also in the same area, the ball is now past both of you. On top of that, if you miss the demo, or even if you get the demo, a lot of the time you're kind of on top of your teammate and in the way, to where you can end up accidentally bumping your teammate. You can end up not knowing who should be on the ball. You can end up distracting or scaring your teammate, things like that. So the reason it's not worth going for a demo on the first man is because in your mind, the only reason to do so is to give your teammate open space to make a play. But the beauty of rotating behind your teammate, like you did, which is why I'm pointing this out, because you made a good play that not a lot of people make. The reason that this is better is because you avoid all of those negatives that I pointed out earlier in this area. You avoid all of those negatives. You're out of the way. You're not going to bump your teammate. You're not going to get in the way of your teammate. You're not going to crowd the same area where if you get beat, you both get beat. And you still get the benefit of getting a free ball. Because if your teammate gets beat or gets challenged by the guy that you now decided not to demo, layered defense when you're here behind your teammate means that you are now going to get a free possession. Because in Rocket League, in order to outplay the first man, you usually have to temporarily lose control of the ball. So if this guy is going to beat our teammate, he's going to have to separate himself from the ball enough to where if we're back here, we should be able to find the time or the opportunity or the opening to have a clean possession on the ball. So by rotating out, not going for a demo on the first man, we're getting the same benefit of getting a free ball in the end, at the end of our play. We still get a free ball if our teammate gets beat, which was the one benefit of doing what a lot of people do, which is demoing the first man. But we avoid all of the cons that I pointed out earlier. Now, demoing the last man would be a good play, because that means if our teammate beats the first man, it's now an open net. So that's why you would want to demo the last man. So just wanted to point that out and make that really clear, because that's a huge mistake people make in 2v2. So you did go for the demo on him, but as soon as you didn't get it, you rotated out, which was really well done. But then here, you are a little hesitant here. Let me see this. Okay, I see why you're hesitant here. We would not be expecting this guy to go for the shot here. We would be expecting this guy to go for the shot if anybody's going to go. So you're probably not even expecting this guy. You're not probably watching this guy at all. You're probably watching this guy. So I see why he caught you off guard here. I'm actually going to allow that. You're fine. Have you played Solo Leveling Arise? Solo Leveling has a game like the anime? Solo Leveling the anime has a game? That would be pretty cool. I watched all of Solo Leveling, and I didn't know when I was watching it that it was only going to be 12 episodes or whatever it was, like the one season, and then it was going to stop. Like I was checking like every week after I got to episode 12 for a new episode, and then I made the realization, oh, there's probably no new episodes because that's the end of the season already. That was pretty lame. That was really good, and I didn't want it to end so fast. But now I just started watching last night. The one about the guy who turns into a something. What's that one where the guy's like he cleans up the messes of those monsters in the city or whatever. I'd have to look it up. I don't remember the name, but you might know what I'm talking about. It's like a new one. There's only 6 episodes out so far. It was kind of a hyped anime. Kaiju, yeah, the guy who turns into a kaiju or whatever it's called. Yeah, I saw like I was watching a video. It was like top 10 anime to watch this year, and I saw that one on there. It was before it released, and then I didn't really, look at when it was coming out or anything. And then last night I was scrolling through anime trying to find something to watch, and I saw that was up, and I was like, oh, yeah, that was on that list of anime that were gonna be good this year. So I watched episode 1 last night. It was pretty fucking good. And there's only 6 episodes right now, so I don't want to binge it and then be done with it already. So I'm gonna kind of slowly watch it, 1 episode a night probably, if that. Try to prolong it. Also, My Hero Academia's new season started. Same thing. I'm like, I haven't started watching that yet because I want it to get some episodes out so I actually can watch an episode every day or every other day and not run out for a while. I hate that about anime, man. They just need to release the whole season at once. All right, let's get back into this analysis. So I think we're either trying to score this or pass it to our teammate to score. So I understand here. I'm not sure if you're committing for a shot or a pass here. You might think that if you pass this, it's just gonna be fast enough either way to get to your teammate to be open, which is fair. It honestly looks like this should be fast enough to get to your teammate. Right, you're trying to not risk missing this open net hard to where your teammate can't catch up to it and score it. So you're just opting to take the pass so that your teammate can score the easier shot, which is fair. It's kind of a decent play, honestly. It's not bad. But our opponent got back really fast somehow. They did a good job, honestly, recovering as quickly as they did. Not really even a bad play by you, honestly. Let's see this one more time. All right, so here I would recognize that our teammate should be back before us. Notice we see our teammate boost off the screen. We know they still have a lot of momentum, and we also hear our teammate drive past us. And then at this point in time, by the time we're here, and we've seen that this play has not developed into like an attack super quickly, take the time to now rotate behind our teammate, because our teammate has had enough time at this point that by the time this gets into a position where somebody needs a challenge, he will be there to challenge head on from the net, back post side. So we should recognize, okay, he did not put this into a threatening position fast enough to where I need to dive at this. So I also need to recognize that, okay, my teammates had plenty of time to get back. So instead of rushing down this ball, I'm going to rotate behind him, and he should have the next challenge. So he's coming from this back post, right? You want to come from back post and challenge head on instead of challenging at this like 90-degree angle. It's just a less advantageous challenge because we are trying to put our momentum into the ball, which is going to be coming in this direction like this, and he's going to be forcing it like this. So he has more momentum going into the ball towards center field, which is where he wants it to go, and we have less momentum forcing it the opposite way. So it's a losing 50-50 in that regard. As well, we have a smaller field of vision approaching from this angle, right? This is all we can see in our cone of vision, Whereas our teammate who's coming from this side can see everything. So they have more information on how to take this challenge, as well as they can see the opponent, like the other opponent on screen. They just have a way better position to challenge this ball. So again, at this point, no reason we need to chase this into our corner. We know our teammate has had plenty of time to get back. Swing out, let him challenge first. Let's hang out at the back post, waiting to see how the challenge plays out. This should be a goal. Beautiful. You could watch Invincible. That shit is really good as well, and there's 2 seasons out already. What's that about? I haven't heard about that one. Yeah, not the best kickoff. This is Champ 1. We should probably have a better kickoff by Champ 1. So I don't remember. Oh, you did not take the first kickoff, so I don't know if this was a mistake or if this is how your kickoff always looks. Looks like we're maybe trying to execute a speed flip there, but that's definitely not a speed flip. So go into Musty's training pack, quick Google search on Musty's training pack for speed flips. You'll get the code for it. Or even Squishy's training pack, a little bit of everything it's called. You'll probably find that with a Google search as well, maybe not, but there's a specific shot in there where you can only reach the ball if you do a speed flip. I would just go with the Musty training pack. Easy to find, and it's only one shot. You don't have to skip through the shots to find the right one. Yeah, use that to make sure you're actually doing speed flips and to develop an actually good speed flip kickoff. Because that definitely wasn't a speed flip. Got caught. Yeah, we just pushed up too far. So the reason we pushed up too far here is because this ball is bouncing at us, right? So we got caught off. We pushed up too far before turning back for our fake challenge, because not only are we moving towards the player, but the ball and the player are also moving towards us. So you got to recognize that and realize that this distance is going to get closed down a lot faster than if the ball was stationary here and this player was stationary here. If the ball and the player were stationary here, the distance you drove up to them would have been fine. But because it's moving towards us as we're also moving towards them, we got caught too close. Scratchy throat. Dude, when you talk too much, man, whew, throat gets scratchy. I need some water. I'm gonna read these messages and then go get some water. What's new? I'll use my appraisal skill to rise in the world. Unnamed memory. Kaiju number 8, the new gate. More Demon King and Academy. New season for the irregular magic school. New season for Reincarnated as a Slime. New anime Windbreaker. How to Love Your Elf Bride. God's Game. Remonster. Level 2 cheat skill. Dragon Raja. The Blazing Dawn. 7th Prince. New season for Moonlit Fantasy. So I was pretty much just going to Crunchyroll and then scrolling to like the most popular section and looking through those. And nothing really looked good to me except this Kaiju one. I already watched High School of the Elite, which is not new, but it was new to me. And it was that was good. I liked High School of the Elite. If you guys haven't seen that one, yeah, nothing else looked really good though. New season is out of High School of the Elite. Season 3. I think I just finished watching season 3. I think I'm all caught up on it. Invincible is an animated show based on a comic. All I can say is if you watch the first episode, you'll be hooked. Is that on Crunchyroll, Morbid? All right, let me grab a water bottle and then get back into this analysis. It's on Prime, like Prime TV or whatever, Amazon Prime stuff. I don't have that. Wait, I have Amazon Prime. Does that mean I have that? I think I do have that actually. Yeah, I think I do. Okay, yeah, I'll check it out probably. Take a look at those animes it took 5 minutes to type out. Copy and paste that into a Discord message, so because I'm not gonna do it right now, and after the stream it'll be gone obviously. Copy and paste that into a DM at me. Alright. Better job cheating this time. Straight up the middle. Good job. Didn't really do too much wrong there, just got beat. The only thing I can say on that play, which really this isn't a bad flip. Yeah, really nothing to say there. I was gonna say don't flip at that, but you were really close to getting that. In which case you would want to flip at that if you can make contact, which it was super close. Teammate should have probably been able to not get scored on there. They probably should have been positioned a little bit better. Yeah, kickoffs are definitely a bit off. Definitely try to improve your kickoff a little bit. The execution on your speed flip. Okay, we're trying to pass this. This looks like we're trying to pass. If we tried to shoot this, obviously we just made contact a little too late on the ball. We got too far off to the side. I wouldn't even say that this is a great passing opportunity, honestly, because our teammate is rotating behind us and they just flipped. So with where they're flipping, we know that they're going to be landing, right? We see our teammate flip here. We know they're going to land like all the way back here. And then for them to be in position for a pass here, they're going to have to quickly turn back upfield and like kind of see this coming. I think it's a really low percentage chance, honestly, that our teammate is ready for a pass after they flip past us like this. I wouldn't go for this pass. How I would probably play this out is I would probably make an aerial play here. I would recognize what you do. You do read this bounce correctly. Let's just get a little bit more where the ball is going to land on the bounce and then take it up for an aerial solo play. Now, I do need to remember that this is Champ 1. And so maybe you don't have the capability of doing something like that. That's why to continue ranking up, you do have to work on your mechanics, because sometimes a solo aerial play is the best play to make in a certain situation. And so, you know, you need to have that capability to make the optimal play sometimes. Could you have taken this for a dribble perhaps instead? In hindsight, maybe, because nobody was challenging. The benefit of making the solo aerial play there is that if somebody is close enough to challenge, they're not going to dispossess you with a challenge, right? The best that they could probably do if they are within like challenging distance is bump you off of your play, but they're not going to dunk you back to your end. Whereas if you try to wait for the dribble here, and you know, because you can't see El Taco, or I don't know if you could see Diggo, but I know you couldn't see El Taco really until last second here. So you don't know until the last second how close this guy was. We'll go back, make it more clear what I'm talking about. Right? So you're seeing this, and on your approach here, you have no idea how close that other player is. So if you try to make the ground dribble play, for all you know, once you line up with the ball, he could be right there for the challenge. And so that's what I'm saying. The solo aerial play here avoids giving him the opportunity to challenge you in most cases. So that would be the optimal play. work towards being able to do that for sure. In the meantime, what we really need to know is that this wasn't a good passing play for the reasons I explained earlier. Our teammate flipped past us. That flip is going to put them very far back, and it's going to be hard for them, and it's a low percentage play that they're going to get back into a passing position in time for this. So how you want to play that after the fact is sort of up to you. Ideally, we're making a play that keeps possession, keeps the ball in our control. So try to make a controlled play of some sort. But it's hard to say exactly what you should do in that play if you're not comfortable making an aerial solo play there. You can read your messages, bro. They're on the screen. Good goal. Good job taking your time on the shot. Just making sure we put it away. Say less. Good job getting the touch and the boost there. Really, really good. That should just be a goal. Our teammates should just be scoring this. They're taking their time for no reason here. See this from his perspective. What is he seeing right now? Yeah, that touch there, I mean, I'm benefit of the doubt here that he doesn't know that this is open. And he really would only see that it's open right here. This touch, he just needs to, right on this bounce, he needs to be getting this rolling towards the net, and this is a goal. But as soon as he misses that bounce there, it's no longer fast enough for him to be able to score, unfortunately. Might get it anyways. Maybe you can. Oof. Okay, so something I definitely tell people, and I tell myself, there's a lot of mental aspects to Rocket League, and part of that is going into every game focused and locked in. You need to go into every game telling yourself, one, we're not going to let in garbage goals. We're not going to let in trash goals. That's something that's huge at my rank. Oh my God. The amount of times that I'll go down early in my own games because we let in trash goals. And I hate to be that guy that sounds like they're blaming their teammates, but I know I go into every game telling myself that we're not going to be letting in trash goals, right? We're not going to let in stupid goals. And a lot of the time, I feel like teammates let in trash goals that shouldn't be trash, and then you're instantly playing from 1 or 2 goals down. And that happens so often. If you can go into every game telling yourself, okay, we're not going to let in trash goals, we're not going to go down 1 or 2 within the first 30 seconds and be playing from behind the entire game, that'll help you out tremendously. So everyone watching, when you go into your games, go in with the mindset of we're not going to let in trash goals in the first 30 seconds. That'll help you out a ton. Don't make stupid mistakes in the first 30 seconds or in the first minute of the game. Help you out a ton. Or really the entire game, the entire duration is the goal, obviously, to not make stupid mistakes that let in easy, stupid goals. And 2, on the offensive side of that, I go into my games telling myself, execute on your opportunities, score your opportunities. Even if that means playing slightly slower or going for the shot slightly slower in order to not miss an easy goal. So this is one of those times. This is completely open. You need to take your time and score this. There's no reason that we should be missing this. Take your time and put that on target, and it's a goal. This should be a goal again. Teammate needs to take the same lesson. Okay. So this second flip here is unnecessary. I mean, small detail, but we should know on our rotation here that this path of pads is what we're going for. We're not going for the mid boost, one, because it's not even there, and two, it just takes us slightly out away from the play further than we need to. So let's look at this from your perspective again. So the mid boost isn't there, and we know our teammate has possession of this ball, so we want to stick into a position where we can score if our teammate beats the opponents. Whenever your teammate has the ball on offense, they're going to try to give you a scoring opportunity, so you need to try to be ready for it, because if they get the ball in front of the net, they beat the opponents, but we're not there for it, then that kind of sucks, right? So we should know, one, because this boost isn't even there. Don't commit for going for a boost that's not there, especially if you are not aware of the spawn timing, right? It's one thing if you know that this boost is going to spawn by the time you get to it because you kept your eye on it, but really we had no idea when this boost was coming up or when it was taken last. So that's out the window. And again, our goal should be to grab these pads and circle back towards mid. So this second flip is just taking us off of this path of pads, and so it was unnecessary, and it shoots us further than where we should be going. Okay, let's see this again. So your corners are great places to try to take possession of the ball, to try to start a controlled play, because if you get challenged in your corner, it's not really a big deal. Corners are a safe place to get challenged. Your corner, I should say, is a safe place to get challenged, because if you get challenged, your teammate's behind you. If the ball is going to get past you in a way that your teammate can't react to it or can't get to it, it means that it's going to be going really fast, and it's going to clear the net into an unscorable position for the other guy over here, right? It's going to shoot past the net too fast for him to react to it. So either they barely beat you and your teammate gets the ball, or they hard beat you and it shoots past the net anyways. So there's no threat of really getting scored on in most cases if you take a 50 in your corner. So with knowing that, we want to do our best to keep this ball close and not give him the opportunity like we did to just get a clean touch around us. So if you're looking for an opportunity to get this on your hood, and like it's kind of eluding you, you're not able to find that opportunity, don't panic and hit it away from yourself. Just keep it close. Let him come and challenge you. Take a low 50-50. He's overcommitting in your corner, especially if you can secure this boost at the same time, so that after he challenges, he's wasting resources, he's wasting boost for the challenge, and you're no worse off for it. But because we're not really able to find the angle we're looking for on the ball, and so we kind of just default into hitting it when we really didn't need to, we created space between us and the ball, and now he gets a free touch around us. Still wasn't the end of the world, but was an unnecessary chance that we gave him. Keep that ball close 100. That's right. Holy lag. Had a little bit of a lag spike there, huh? Ooh, that's a goal. Ooh, tough. He should have recognized that this was a goal. Right, he whiffed. He whiffed. Just stay underneath this ball and tap it in. Unfortunately, missed that. That's okay. Not really like a game sense thing, just missed that that happened. That's a great play. Love it. That's a great play. Love it. teammate slams that to the backboard, you'll love to see it. Just kidding. Honestly, you said that people tell you you're too passive. You're playing perfect so far. Like, not perfect, but you're playing really well so far. I think probably people who are telling you you're playing too passive are probably, if I were to analyze one of their games, they would probably have 100% more mistakes than what I'm seeing from you right now. You're playing really smart. Missed the catch. Happens. Mechanical error. Not much to say about it. See what we do here. This is a tough position. I want to see what you do with this, especially now. How do we handle this? Is tough. Okay, we leave it for our teammate. That's actually probably the best thing we could have done. The only danger of that is sometimes your teammate doesn't go for it. They're not ready for it, or they just don't realize that they should go for it. But that was good. You really weren't in a rush to try to clear that. Honestly, you dealt with that situation better than a lot of Grand Champs would. So here off spawn, I do want to see a little bit of a flip up field here. Just one flip, get a little closer to this play, because with where we're at now, once our teammate gets outplayed and the ball gets past them, we're not close enough to have the possession, right? The goal is always, and obviously sometimes that's not doable, like in a position where we get demoed, but here we've had enough time and the ball is not in a position where we have to worry about a hard clear or a long shot or anything like that with the ball getting over our head. So get closer as soon as possible, so that way once the ball gets played past our teammate, we are instantly there for it. The goal is always to have the first person forcing the opponent to have to play the ball past them, so that we are there for it and we can take possession of that. Because like usually to outplay or get the ball past one person, you have to temporarily space yourself from the ball. You have to flick it, in which case you temporarily lose possession. You have to flip the ball past the opponent, in which case you're temporarily losing possession. That's just like a general thing in Rocket League, is to outplay one person. Not always, but most of the time, unless you do a really good job, you have to lose possession temporarily to outplay somebody. And so in that moment of time where they dispossess themselves, you should be there ideally to keep the ball in play offensively. So that's why we want to get closer here as soon as possible. We don't have to worry about a long shot or a hard clear going over our head. So let's close down the space. Nice. Yeah, good try. It's good. Okay, so I mean, like, small detail again. You're at 86 boost, but you just drove past like 4 pads. Always want to be keeping our boost tank as high as possible. Even if we're at a comfortable 74, 86 boost, why not have 100, right? You just drove past so many pads that could have put you at 100. I think anybody you ask if you could either have 100 boost or 86 boost and be in the same position, they're always going to say 100. You never know when you're going to need that 14 boost. That 14 boost could be the difference. So just make sure there was no reason here that we couldn't pick up 1 or 2 extra pads and put ourselves at 100 boost. That's part of being a good teammate. You said that your strengths is being a good teammate, and I would agree. You looked really solid so far. Part of being a good teammate is always having as much boost as possible to capitalize on opportunities. OT, let's go. Okay. All right, So hesitant there on just going and grabbing that mid boost. Definitely here, there's nothing you can do on this ball right away. This is what you call free time. This is what you just call free time, right? You can't go for the ball. You don't have enough boost to go for the ball and make a meaningful play. Neither does the opponent. So nobody can do anything with this. So it's just free time. It's dead time, whatever you want to call it. So in that dead time, you want to do something proactive. And in this case, that would be going to the mid boost and grabbing the mid boost. In which case you would have instantly committed for that. Beat El Taco hard to the boost. He probably wouldn't even have committed to going for it. And you wouldn't have gotten demoed. You would have been around midfield with 100 boost. So it's just not taking advantage of the dead time here, of the free time. We'll call it free time. Not taking advantage of the free time to grab this boost, and we get punished for it. Not an ideal touch. This is your ball. Good to be here for it. Ideally, let's see if we can tell where our other opponent is. Okay, so this is tough. Honestly, watching the replay back, I wasn't even aware of where our opponent was. But if you can do a really good job of on spawn, taking the second you have to analyze the whole field and notice where everybody's at, we would have seen something that maybe I could do better at as well. That this guy was all the way back in front of their net, like literally touching their net. So this ball, if he doesn't go for it, it's actually, you could take time on this. You can dribble this. But if we are going to make the touch, which I still don't hate this, because you never know when this guy's going to flip back into the ball and just mess up your control, or flip it back towards this guy who's coming upfield, and you never know, it could just accidentally work out to be a great pass. Crap like that happens sometimes in Rocket League. If we're gonna make this touch, just make it a little bit more upfield, because by putting this straight at the wall like we did, we're not really able to follow it up, right? It's gonna shoot up and then back down, and we don't have the boost to follow that up or the momentum. But if we shoot it more this direction, we can maintain momentum and follow it up towards the wall, possibly secure the mid boost as it spawns or is maybe there. It might be a replay bug that it's not there, or grab the pads as we're pushing up. We're giving ourselves way more opportunity to actually be able to follow this up than hitting it straight at the wall where, I mean, look at that. We can't follow that up. You always want to be making touches that either you or your teammate can follow up on before the opponent. Oh, what a save. I thought that was game. Oh, baby. Dang, unlucky it's that block. Good try. Good job not overcommitting for that. Nice block. Ah, that's tough. Let's see this again. Wow, that's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. Our teammate gets demoed at the exact time that he's also pushing for this challenge. I would bet money on it that this guy is not going for this ball, like acknowledging that he's about to get demoed. I can put money on it that this was a lucky play for them, that they were not planning this when it happened. He is not he's pushing this to challenge the 50-50. The fact that he gets demoed, it was lucky. He was not aware that this guy was about to get demoed. He was just pushing this for the 50-50. So unfortunate. And the play developed very quickly to where, like, I could not fault you for not noticing that this was about to happen. Unfortunate, honestly, unfortunate. I don't think you did anything too wrong there. Opponents just got a little fortunate there with the timing on all of that. Yeah, man, you say a lot of people tell you you're too passive. Based on this game, I don't know. Obviously, you play more than just this game. Maybe sometimes you are too passive, but if this is how you play and this is how your average game looks, you're doing most things right, man. You looked great in this game. Um, if people are trash talking you and this is how you're playing, hey, you send them this video, tell them this guy is GC2 in twos and threes, and he says I'm playing freaking perfect. Because you played like, I give this a, you're champ one? For champ one, I give this gameplay, for champ one, I give this gameplay 9 out of 10. For my rank, game sense wise, for a GC2, I would give this a 8 out of 10. Honestly, you have the game sense 8 out of 10 for a GC2. Mechanically, obviously, you still have work to do. Some plays could have been better if you had the mechanics to make them better. But game sense wise, you've got really good game sense. Like, this was positionally, rotationally, solid, really solid. I don't even think we pointed out any recurring mistakes, really. I think you had some, like, a handful of situational mistakes and ways that you could have made plays slightly better, and that's it. So overall, man, keep it up. Don't stop playing like this. Don't develop bad habits trying to mesh with your teammates who are playing badly, because that can happen a lot. You can go about trying to rank up in two ways, right? You can either fall into the bad habits that of the people around you, because sometimes matching your teammates' bad habits can actually help, because you're playing badly, they're playing badly, so you're on the same page. Or you can do what you do, which is playing correctly and just getting better at it. Get so good at playing correctly that you can carry your teammates. That's what I would rather see you do. I think all you need to do to get there is work on your aerial solo play mechanics. If you can start throwing in, air dribbles from bounces off the ground, flip resets off of sidewalls, air dribbles off of sidewalls, flip resets off of bounces off the ground, right? Stuff like that. I think you'll pretty much have the arsenal that you need. And I didn't really see you make any like flicking plays, but I'm sure based on what I saw, you probably have a solid ground game. But yeah, just work on your mechanics, flicks, and solo aerial plays. If you can get that, I think you've got everything you need to hit GC1. And then hitting GC2 will just come down to getting even better at what you're already doing. That's it, guys. Leave a comment down below. Leave a like on the video if you like the video. Leave a comment down below on what you thought, maybe on something you learned, maybe something that you disagree with that I said, or something that you caught that I missed. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.